Hello there, Darth Muse desu and welcome to my review of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I have played this game actually for quite a while ago, and believe it or not, I'm still playing that game because I'm playing it off stream, still collecting kyber bricks and doing puzzles and all of those collectibles that you have to explore after the game, but let's take it by parts. So I won't spend much time talking about the story. If you know Star Wars, you know the story for this game because this game decided to adapt all the main movies that are out so far. So episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You also have, it was really funny because right now I finished watching Clone Wars because of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and I'm now watching Rebels. So maybe there are other Easter eggs for people that have watched the animation, but I was really surprised because there's this side quest, this side mission in Skywalker Saga that is a little treat for people that have watched Clone Wars. It was related to Zibo, maybe I'm saying the name wrong. Well, it was related to one of the Hutts. And it was like you seeing the other side of a story that you see in Clone Wars. And the game, the story is basically adapting what you see in the movies, of course, with what is characteristic of Lego games, which is a lot of humor and changing some stuff just to make fun of it. And it's a really fun adventure to play. Not a parody because they really respect the source material, but this kind of mocking way of translating the movies. It's also a lot faster because sometimes you will feel like the course of the events are kind of nonsensical, but if you know the movies, you feel like, yeah, this is what it happens in a really short version. I will say that I have not played any of the Lego games related to Star Wars, so this was my first Lego Star Wars. I know there are others. I only played, as far as Lego games go, I only played Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, so this was my first experience actually knowing the source material. I'm sorry, right now, please don't kill me, Lord of the Rings fans. I haven't watched the movies from beginning to end. I'm really sorry about that. It's still a work in process, okay? But I did play the games, the Lego games, and I had a lot of fun, even not knowing the source material, just knowing bits and pieces. So now it was a really interesting experience to finally be able to know what I'm playing and then seeing what they do with it. And I must say they did a really good job with it. I'm pretty satisfied with the way they treated the movies in general. I feel like in this game the jokes were a little more direct and literal, memes that fans share with each other. I mean, it's nice to see those things, but I thought that they could take it a little bit further. And what I felt like is that sometimes they were a little bit afraid of criticizing or mocking certain moments. Maybe it's just my impression, but that's the feeling I got with this game. Also, they don't want it to be, when you have the heavy, emotional, dramatic moments in Star Wars, they decided to make it a lot more lighthearted. A few examples. When Luke fights that snow monster, I think it was episode 5. Luke cuts off his arm, and of course it's Lego, so the monster reattaches it, and you have no blood, no consequences. There are other stuff that I noticed, but I can't really remember the examples right now. The voice acting is also an interesting feature, so I think it's the first time that you have voice acting instead of mumbling. And of course you can also have mumbling if you want to have that old Lego experience. It's an option. I don't think it's really interesting, especially when you can have the voice acting. And the voice acting are really good actors. It's a really good experience. So I really recommend that even if you are able, if you really want to have the old Lego experience, sure, why not? But the voice acting is really worth it. And when you are in the free galaxy, so after you play all the episodes, or even before that, after you play a few of them, you are able to explore the galaxy. You can pair up different characters, and it's really funny because you have these interactions like Kylo Ren with Vader, where he acts like a fanboy, and you can also hear I selected Padme, and when she's selected, she does, "For democracy, I nominate myself for this job," or something like that. So it's really interesting to see these small interventions from the characters. And on that note, it's also a shame because I was really excited when they announced the character pack for the Mandalorian. So you have the Mandalorian, Grogu. Well, Grogu comes as part of Mando, and you have Ahsoka. So I was really excited, but they only do the mumbling, so you don't have voice actors for them. I mean, it's fun to play with them, but I would really love to hear some interactions. I mean, pair up Ahsoka with Vader and stuff like that, but I mean, I can't ask for too much, But the game is really fun. This was, because I played the other Legos, like I said, this was actually the first Lego game where I felt like I wanted to explore the post-game. So in the other Legos, they give you free roam after you finish the story, so you can get more collectibles and stuff like that. And I didn't really feel up to it. In this game, I don't know if it's because the maps feel enormous. The maps are really big, you have a lot to explore. I don't know if it's because, you see all those kyber bricks throughout the galaxy and you're like, yes, I'm gonna get those. I don't know what it is, but I felt like I really wanted to do the puzzles and explore more after the story was done. And I think it has a lot of value in the post-game content. You have puzzles, you have challenges, you have a lot of stuff, so you can spend quite a few hours exploring the galaxy. And I think they also did that really well, because you have these huge maps, like I said, but they are not empty, because forget the puzzles, forget the kyber bricks, you recognize the planets, the structure, and I really appreciate that they dedicated so much to making the places recognizable. And it's interesting because you look at the structures and you don't go, oh, this is Lego builds. No, it looks like it mixes the fact that you are playing with Lego pieces, and it also has this kind of realistic vibe. And even when you are in space, not on planets themselves, because you have the ships and you can go through space and travel and stuff like that, there's never a dull moment, because you have stud comets and kyber brick comets to destroy. Sometimes you have fights between ships of different factions. You have ships that pop up for you to collect, for you to invade and then collect. So you have a lot of stuff to do. I feel like there's really a lot to explore in the game, and that makes it a game that you want to go back. I'm not trying, you know me, I never try to complete a game 100%, and I'm not trying to do that, but I'm playing it off stream, I'm having a lot of fun, and while that's still why it's still fun, I think it's a game with a lot of value, even if I'm not trying to do 100% completion. You have, in this game, you have studs. Studs is the money that you use, that you collect to buy stuff in the game that you need. I would recommend that you would, what I did was I used the kyber bricks to enhance the core abilities that gave you money, and then because you have a skill tree for each type of character, so you have heroes, Jedis, dark side users. You have a lot of different character skill trees. I also went to those skill trees and got the stud related ability to the max. So you can collect money fast because, you know, if you want to do the 100% completion, you have to have a lot of money, so you can sometimes buy rumors and stuff like that. You can also collect the data cards and go for the stud multipliers. You have a lot of stuff to do, but that's basically the bottom line. The fights are also really interesting. I really liked when I had the boss fights that you were fighting and then you sometimes had to do puzzles in order to continue the fight, and I think it feels really interesting. Also, you explore the different kinds of characters. It's different, the gameplay, when you are playing with a Jedi, when you are playing with a scoundrel, you know. All the characters have their own mechanics, so you really feel like that you need to switch the characters so you can explore the different abilities and characteristics that are exclusive to that character, because there are puzzles or there are parts in the story that you can't move on without using that character's exclusive ability, and that's a really lot of fun. So basically, this is a really fun game if you want a different adventure. For people that don't know Star Wars and are thinking, well, maybe I could play this and know the story. Yeah, maybe you will have an idea of what Star Wars is about, but keep in mind they change moments. I mean, if you play this game and take it literally, you will think that the reason why Padme and Anakin disagree is because they don't agree about a wedding cake. So please don't take this game seriously, you know. If you want to know Star Wars, the movies aren't that big, you can always watch them. But play this game. I'm sure that even if you're not a Star Wars fan or you don't know everything about Star Wars, you will still have a lot of fun. And that's basically it. I think the mechanics really work. You have a lot of characters to collect throughout the galaxy, and I think the stories, the way they tell the stories of the movies is really well done, as well as the post-game content is very complete, and it's really worth exploring. If you wanna know, this game was really talked about because of all the bugs. That's not new for a Lego game. Lego games are full of bugs, and those bugs most of the times are not corrected. This game actually, because of how big and how much publicity it received, it actually got patches to solve those bugs. I didn't play it. I don't know how much time I went without playing this game. I don't know if it took me like 1 month, maybe not that much, but I know that when I played it they already had put patches to solve most of the bugs. I still encountered bugs, and I'm not talking about I shot a random box and the Legos were floating in the air and I was going against them. No, that's a really small bug. I'm talking about bugs where I really had to return to the title screen or reboot the game and start the level from the beginning, because I couldn't do anything besides accessing the menu. So it's those kinds of bugs that really prevent you from even playing the game. And I know there are bugs even worse. Fortunately, I didn't get those. But imagine, I even got a bug during a cutscene. I'm not even doing anything, so there's nothing I could do to break the game. And I had the bug during a cutscene. But they are fixing it, and they don't always happen. I found like half a dozen, maybe. So it's not the worst case. So you can easily go over them. But yeah, bear in mind that maybe the game still has a few bugs. So I think it's a really good game. It's a really fun experience, and please tell me what you thought of this experience. Tell me if you encountered other bugs, if there are characters that are your favorites to play. By the way, On free play, unless I need the abilities of certain characters, I'm always playing with Ahsoka and the Mandalorian, so you can see what kind of characters are my favorite, I guess. So share with me what are your favorite characters to play. Don't forget, like this video if you like this kind of content, subscribe, check out my Twitch channel where I play all the games that I do reviews for, and may music be always your life force. See you!